Rhod Gilbert was diagnosed with a little-known form of head and neck cancer in June last year. The Welsh comedian, 55, told fans at the time he was suffering from stage 4 cancer before undergoing surgery followed by chemotherapy and radiotherapy as he vowed to fight the illness. The former host of The Apprentice, You're Fired first noticed an issue when he was forced to cancel stand-up shows due to pain and tightness in his throat. Speaking about his symptoms, Rhod said a tumour popped up on my neck on the day of a fundraising walk for Cardiff's Voluntary Cancer Centre, of which he's a patron. Shortly afterwards, he was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and admitted his subsequent treatment meant he wasn't well enough even to read or watch television. PD off no end. Speaking about his surprise diagnosis, Rhod told Channel 4's National Comedy Awards back in February 17 in a segment for charity Stand Up to Cancer, "I've led 5 fundraising treks all over the world, I do stand-up comedy nights to raise money, I hosted quizzes. It's been a big part of my life for the last 10 years, so imagine my surprise when I was diagnosed with cancer. Which peed me off no end, because I thought I'd have lifelong immunity. Apparently not." Rhod, who was nominated for the Edinburgh Comedy Award in 2008 and has appeared numerous TV and radio panel shows, added, "Apparently you're just as likely to get cancer even if you spend your time fundraising for a cancer hospital. Anyway, I did get it, and it turns out it can come for anybody." Speaking about the irony of finding the lump on his neck while he was trekking in North America before having chemotherapy in a ward with his photograph on the wall, he added, "The other irony is that I was in Cuba on a trek, fundraising for this cancer center when the first lump popped up in my neck. I left as a patron and came back as a patient. I had to have chemotherapy in a room with pictures of me on the way in. Grinning down at myself like, come on, you can do it," which was a bit odd. Cancer on my mind 24/7. In January, Rhod bravely admitted he couldn't stop thinking about his diagnosis. He told The Guardian, "Some days I'm well enough to potter and other days, or whole weeks, I'm in bed." The Mock the Week star had to postpone a string of tour shows at the beginning of the year after discovering he required additional surgery for gallstones and recurring gallbladder infections. At the time he said, "The cancer is on my mind 24/7, adding he had 250 pages of material on his health battle for when he is well enough for more stand-up shows. It does feel weird. I don't know how much to talk about the cancer. I haven't really worked out what to say," he said. "I'm more than happy to talk about it, but I haven't had time to process it at all." Deciding to document his journey days before his treatment was set to begin, Rhod approached a documentary team to film his experience. "I'd cancelled all my TV work and tours, and I wanted to have something other than cancer in my diary," he told Radio Times. "I knew I wouldn't be well enough to go on stage or TV, but I thought I might be well enough to lie in bed and talk to a documentary team." With the help of intimate video diaries, Rhod Gilbert, a pain in the neck for SU2C, charts what happened after the comedian was diagnosed with head and neck cancer. Channel 4 calls the program an intimate, inspiring and humorous documentary. Through 18 months of hope and hell, from diagnosis, through initial surgery, to chemotherapy and radiotherapy, up to the triumphant moment when Rhod rings the end of treatment bell. There's also the agonizing wait to find out if the Carmarthen-born star's treatment has worked as he tries to focus on his future. At home, he was cared for by his wife, comedian and writer Son Harries, although viewers of his documentary will only see her in the closing scenes. She didn't want to be in the doc, it was too much to look after me and to also be on camera. The caring for me was enough, which I appreciate, Rhod told the Radio Times. Latest update: Rhod recently announced he had received his first clear cancer scan after undergoing treatment, telling the Radio Times it was the best day of my life. In his latest update, the Welshman said, "My latest scan had shown the cancer was in the areas they knew about, but it wasn't in my lungs or my brain." On receiving the results, he declared, "The best thing was that the tumor had gone, and it was once again an ordinary blood vessel." Speaking about the moment he learned his cancer hadn't spread, the candid comedian shared, "It was the best day of my life." Rhod Gilbert, a pain in the neck for SU2C on Monday on Channel 4 at 9 p.m. Follow Mirror Celebs on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and Threads.